you know, and it's just like that, and then people mess around like, all right, let me give him
So what I'm thinking is essentially
yeah,
we all have,
This is perfect.
You're gonna buy something.
in everything we have this, basically. You have the initial encounter, whether it be, you know, through a setting, through school, and you make friends or whatever, or if it's all
Former
strictly
workplace.
yeah, former workplace. Everything is that initial encounter, right?
Mhm.
And then so you have that contact with that person. That's your time to build your own value in that. So again, either you're building a friend, you're building an enemy or whatever. Like, you know, you want to build as much value though in yourself as possible in every encounter out there, because then if you follow up with them after offering value on what you do, etc. If you offer a service and then you're like, hey guys, remember that I offer this, blah blah blah, are you interested? You've already built the value a long time and just reignited that flame that they had when they first met you. And essentially that's another way that you can bring that sale back up or create a sale, because again, you already had value, you just never acted on it.
And essentially, it's a win-win, because if for some reason they don't want your product or don't want to give a try what it is that you're doing, you can get feedback, which
Yes.
is even more crucial.
Yep.
Feedback is
And
going to
then-
let you know, okay, so what is the unpopular opinion on what it is that I'm doing, and how can I improve upon that to have a greater popular opinion?
Exactly, and then from there you can follow up again at a later time, maybe a couple weeks.
Because no means maybe later.
Yep. Boom. Because now you fix that they gave you feedback on what they didn't like. You fixed that problem. Now for them, there's even more value because you actually acted upon it. So like, that's it. And then even if that doesn't happen, feedback again. Like like that's why life insurance sales works. Because again, if you don't take no for an answer and realize no just means maybe, you know, maybe not right now, you will be successful no matter what. And that's the same thing when I worked at sales, selling cars. When I like no didn't mean no today. I mean no just meant no today or right at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't ask enough questions, or you just again didn't build that value in it. So again, if asking feedback is a question, and then you just follow up again. So just asking more questions is all you really got to do, and never take solid no when it comes to, you know, there's value built in.
Gotta make it happen.
We do got to make it happen, and you are making it happen, because again, we all make this happen every single day, but a lot of us stop right there. You know, we stop at this section. You have value in it because you built that connection, and then you don't do anything with it.
Why have you not followed up?
Yeah, nothing.
How many people can you follow up with?
You can follow up with as many people as possible, and say if you're using your Instagram story, hey, I saw you saw my story, why didn't you vote? It's not like you're being rude. Again, you're just, oh, I saw
You're
you.
curious,
Yeah, I'm
right?
just curious. Like, I'm not being rude. I'm literally just like, hey, I saw you saw that.
As long as you set the intention and you just like, you know, you're using the proper approach, then you'll be able to, because there is that aspect of like, oh, that's kind of whatever, from an aspect that someone's just like kind of judging, you know, like, oh, that's kind of weird, or you're watching your story, whatever.
Yeah.
There's that aspect, but as long as you know yourself and you know what your intention is, then you're definitely fine with being able to reach out like that. You know?
Exactly. It's all about one being comfortable with what yourself. That's
Yes.
the major part is,
Yes.
so if you are your product, your service, you have to be okay with your product and service.
Definitely.
And then you have to be able to get it out there, because again, if you don't get yourself out there, you're not going to grow, you're not going to be successful.
Being aware of those encounters that where you first met those people too, so you can draw back to that moment and really, you know, that's really powerful when we're talking about building rapport with someone, because we want to be remembered. They love that, you know what I'm saying? So definitely when you're out there and you see someone, remember where you met them, how you met them, and keep track of those little things, because they go a long way when you're building relationships.
Exactly, and that's all. What's crazy is the concept of all of this stuff. I feel just falls under like just a social category. Like it's just how you build
Definitely.
social.
You know, it's that saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So
Yeah.
that's huge.
That social game is basically again who you know and how you keep going about your life, and you can build your character based on your social life the game that you want to play.
Basically, the conversation that you're having, you can build who you are through those conversations.
Yeah.
And so any conversation is huge for your growth because you have a chance to express yourself in a new form, in a new way, at a new time with a new person.
Yep.
So it's so key to being able to really know who you are through these conversations. So really pay attention to what you're talking about and how you're talking about it, and if it makes sense to you when you say it, you know, and that's how you know, like,
that it's real. Like,
yeah, that you can stay authentic and genuine with the conversation.
And that kind of goes back to one of the stories I had posted a while back when I was like, guys, so your audience should grow with you, and you should grow with your audience. Because again, if your audience is asking for content from you and you're not producing that same content, well, you're clearly not even for your audience. So they're gonna go to someone else. They're, you know, what if they're asking you to change? They're giving you feedback unsolicited, and you're not changing. You know, it's like you're gonna lose your audience.
Yeah. There's
So,
stuff that you need to do in order to step up your social game.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Precisely.
That's exactly what I was saying too. Like, bro, having haters has benefits.
Mhm.
Honestly, if you don't have haters too,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
something
that-
wrong.
For the most part.
Let's brainstorm and figure out a way that, like, for anyone, like, if they had no experience, like, they just walked into this room, had no experience with anything.
Okay.
Let's figure out a way how we can make them profitable with just being
Right away.
themselves.
Being themselves.
Just being themselves with, you know, what you got going on with the online,
Mhm.
you know, that's something that you could teach to anyone, you know what I'm saying, you feel comfortable with.
Mhm.
So that's a huge key is what I like to call, like, just animating the person, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like getting them to really showcase their personality and their character and have that be what runs, you know, their
lifestyle.
In what
kinda,
scenario,
and-
Berto? I'm sorry, I might have missed that.
So I want to have like a system or a thing in place where anyone who has come from any background just can come in and like figure out like how to make money online by being themselves and that whole type of like with their passions, whatever they're trying to do, whatever they're trying to
Okay.
promote. Like if there's like a system, like whether it's like we make them a website and make them an Instagram page and
Mhm.
just do the funneling and stuff like that. That'd be something that'd be really key that we can bring value to people. Like you can come from any state, whatever, you know, and you know,
Start
based
making
on
some
these
money
steps.
with just
Yeah.
those things.
Right.
That's smart.
It's very smart. It's possible to do. It just may, depending on like the methods that you go about making
Right.
that happen. It could either cost upfront or just take a lot of time
Yeah,
upfront.
definitely. Just something to brainstorm when you think about. for next
$10,000
week.
check. We're gonna take you on a vacation. We're gonna have you do all types of things. Talk to people you never talked to.
Yeah.
Travel
'cause it
experience,
needs that.
cooking, whatever. What you know? What do you like to do? You
Mhm.
know,
Bro.
and figure it out for you.
Right.
Honestly,
or
like,
something.
Fun physical activity, bro. Like traversing mountains or like checking out like exotic coastal areas,
Yeah.
you know, stuff
What
like that,
if,
bro.
what if it was almost even simpler than that, and just making people realize what their true talents are?
You could do it on a local scale. You don't have to.
Well, I was just saying, like, some people, they don't even realize, like, that they're talented in something, like.
Yeah, that's why,
something that-
dude. Have you seen that post Gary? Well, Gary Vee, whenever he posts, I feel like this gets brought up every like 3 or 4 posts. But it's what Gary Vee says. His opinion is that anyone between the ages of 22 and 30
Yeah.
needs to be dipping into different things to see,
Yeah.
getting exposed basically, to see what it is they're truly passionate about, see what it is that they're truly gifted with, you know, or
Yeah.
just what they like.
Exactly. I feel that is a thing that a lot of people do have to do. I'm sorry if I'm standing. I like to stand.
Dude, honestly, I prefer to stand too. I think my legs just go clear.
I did
So-
playing basketball, so I did a lot of standing and running.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, keep going.
What I was thinking is it'd be cool because again, like between that age bracket, a lot of people don't think that they can really even afford to do things like that. Which in reality, you can just explore through other people. You know, I mean, really, you could. But they don't realize that they're doing the thinker or the doer. Like the thinker aspect of, like, say if you said you were a car guy and you liked cars, right? Now, what if all you did, like thinker-wise, you think you like cars, so you might drive just a Honda, and you just follow IG pages with cars and stuff on them, or like you just got a car wallpaper, but you never actually go to car meets, and you never actually go to places and events, because again, it's like, you kind of like, I like cars, but you're not actually taking action.
So it'd be like what Mason's doing, but instead of actually doing it, you would just be kind of like
thinking. Yeah, it's like the doer over here. So like, you can use Mason as an example. He's got his G page. He actually has a Jeep. He goes Jeeping. He actually does stuff. So he's the doer over here. He's actually like doing action.
Yep.
And he's gaining a lot of good connections from it too.
Exactly. You gain connections from actually doing things, but the people over here, they don't realize they're just thinkers. Like, they're not actually taking action towards trying it out or anything like that. If we can make them realize they're on the thinking side and then go to the doing, that's when they can realize that their talents can create income and what their talents truly are by actually doing them.
You know what I'm realizing more and more, Tyler?
So,
There is, I'm not going to say they are, I'm going to say more of a correlation. There's a big correlation between thinkers and college, bro.
Yeah.
They don't know any other way.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm going to do what society's telling me.
The cookie cutter way.
Because I think that this is what I want to do. I think this is going to work. But then, like, bro, they get out of college and, like, can't find a job or don't end up liking their job. Maybe they like the source material, but they don't like the actual work itself.
Right.
And, yeah, bro, debt accumulates.
It does.
So I almost think we, like, our mission eventually at some point, and I can already see yours shaping into that, should be to get people to go against the grain, bro. They don't have to listen to their parents. They can be their own person. They don't have to listen to society. They can be their own person.
Yeah.
And they can start being doers instead of thinkers.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking though, because a lot of people though, they are in situations that they can't physically say, hey, no parents, I'm not going to do this. But if we got the message to the household in the first place and could break down those like barriers that open up communication from the child to the parent, where it's like, hey, I was thinking this isn't the way for me, and then let me have this conversation with you and see if it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, if we can make those conversations happen, then we'll already make people become doers.
For sure. So we want to get people out of that thinking
Yeah.
aspect of themselves into the doing aspect and the pursuing aspect, and then we want to be that support team for them so they can, realize that it can be done because we're doing it.
Right.
So we got to be the doers as well.
Exactly.
And we got to kind of show through our own actions.
And then tell everyone of our struggles and stuff like that, things that we've had to break in our even own minds. You know what I mean? Our struggles and battles, demons, everything.
Which we find out through our own reflections of ourselves and our own observations of ourselves and how we feel, we've been doing in our own rights.
Exactly.
So definitely know yourself, what you are producing here on this earth, if you want.
Exactly, and then people don't realize too that the actions that they're doing, say, by having those boundaries on their child, are going to create these long-term effects where it's like, the kids are like, I love my parents, but I absolutely hate them because of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
we call that thorns and thistles for your parents instead of the abundance that you actually are for your parents, because you feel like your parents have held you back. In all reality, no, it's really your mindset that you want to listen to your parents, even though they're not telling you they're only telling you what they might have been able to do when they were growing up, and the world's changed. So we want to bring that new age. This is how things are done. These are how things are going to be done in the future, because the more people can get online stores and this and that, or get their presence online, the better they're going to be set up for the future.
exactly.
And that's what we want to definitely get out to people.
And how do you think we can do that?
Continue to produce ourselves and make sure we're living the learning and the experience, and then just being every day. It's an everyday process. So whether we format something or we just keep working every week and every day with ourselves. For sure.
and then growing probably bigger rooms than this maybe next time. So that way we can even have more of a presence in like our local area, like maybe going to a public place so they can see us meeting and do this kind of stuff.
Definitely.
I mean, obviously this is public, but it's also private.
Yeah.
I mean, to a degree.
Well, we'll have the archives, so they'll see how we got the conversations we were having and things we were doing. So that's huge. And so then also we create the system, and then it's enter at your own pace.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everyone's gonna be at their own pace. Everyone's got so many things they're doing with themselves, and so they only have a certain amount of time to learn for themselves and self-development.
Stress that it's a marathon and not a sprint.
Yes. And not only stress that to other people, but stress to ourselves. Make sure we know that it's a marathon, like for real, and that we're not being too hard on ourselves for because it's a process, yo. You know, it's only September. We still got 3 months left of 19, and 2020 is about to be, you know, what it is, and thus forth. So there's seasons, and there's certain things we should be doing in certain seasons. So this is kind of how it works for our own growth and stuff like that. So just be ready. All right.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Just be ready.
Ready.
It's gonna be up and down. Like it's gonna be a rocky road, you know, especially when you do see that sometimes you might not hit that goal.
Yeah.
You know, but you got to take that goal with a grain of salt and say, why didn't you hit that goal? And come at it harder next time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Set the goal though. That's the most important part. Set the goal.
Set that goal.
If you don't set the goal, you know, aim for the stars. You might end up on the moon. Get to another moon.
Exactly.
Get to another moon. To a star. I made it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about those checkpoints. You know, getting that goal right. Literally, I was on a run one day, and I had to.
Was this when you recorded on Instagram? It was one of the first runs you took.
Yeah, it was a 19-mile run.
Yeah, because I remember you posted up the picture afterwards. It was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
19 miles you ran?
Yeah, it was. I just had to keep moving. Like I was like, all right, I'm just not stopping. I'm keep moving.
Just a nice jog, right?
Yeah. Like at first I wasn't planning 19 miles. I was doing like a regular 6 minute. Or a 6 mile run, so I was running a decent. And then after that, I was like, so prior to that, I had started a 4 mile day, run, and I was like, I ran 6, so I wanted to beat 6. I got to 6, and I was like, all right, gonna beat it, and I tripled it. But basically, though, what it was I had to keep setting like physical like landmines and stuff like that I could see as my goals and checkpoints to just be like, all right, so from this point to this point, there's a red light right now. By the time I get there, maybe it's red, who knows? But you cannot stop moving.
Right.
Like, that's just it. You cannot stop moving no matter what.
One foot
That's the
in
secret,
front of the
yeah.
other.
It's just like when they talk about how they break boards and stuff like that. They're not focusing on the board. They're focusing the space after the board, so when they go through it, you know, they can get right through it. So that's right what you're saying, how you were focusing on a farther aspect than maybe if you were just like, okay, focusing on the bottle, but you know, you want to more focus on the book so that you can continue to go.
Right.
Because you're at the bottom, you're like, you know, what am I gonna do now? So
Exactly.
keep setting that
And I literally, some points,
direction
you know,
plan. Yeah.
aim at the stars. If there's nothing around you, look at the clouds because they're not close.
Look up, y'all. Look up
Yeah,
as much as possible.
look up.
Dude, that's another thing I've been realizing too, bro.
Yeah.
We need to look up more. Because, like,
Yeah.
bro, have you noticed how much we look down because of our phone and shit like that?
Yeah.
So,
I have.
and I'm not saying look up like 100%. I'm saying look up like with
Straight.
your eyes
Just look
because it
straight.
just naturally puts you in the best position.
And if you notice, even your posture too, when you are doing a lot of this down, we are creating like a lot of slunched over, like people like this.
We're creating
Leaders
hunchbacks.
stand. You know, leaders are proud and big.
Dude, like when I
hard
text,
workers.
I don't care how weird it looks, bro. Now I go like this.
I saw you doing that.
I've
Is
been-
that why you're
I've
doing
been
that?
doing it occasionally.
Dude, dead ass.
I catch
Because it
myself.
just, it reinstates like the
Okay.
posture and everything.
Yeah, I gotta shoot and make this
Peace
phone
out.
call.
Okay. Peacing out.
Yeah.
Yo.
Make it happen, bro.
All right, bro. Yep.
Glad you can be.
Yeah, for sure, man. Looking forward to the next one, yeah.
Yes, sir. Next week.
Anytime, yeah. Sunday, 3 o'clock.
Sunday
Dude,
through.
I like these. This
Yeah.
is the time to just kind of like get refocused, you know?
This, I was also thinking, you know, if we invite all the bar vendors too, this could be that meeting that we
On
can
top
have.
of it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we might as well just make it.
Yeah.
We'll come work on our thing and then kind of create so there's different classes because there's probably more people doing different things, but
Yeah.
you kind of all work together kind of if you can, you know.
Because we all offer different things. If you need help with something, like we're
this
all
guy
here.
has
in the
capital.
spot.
This guy needs capital. Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. are introducing, because we should always introduce ourselves anyway. We should be doing that a lot because we're trying to get known. So we should always be introducing.
Yeah.
But what that's going to do is gather.
So here's my question to you, Tyler.
Yes.
Am I better off introducing as Patrick Purvis or introducing as Austin Jimenez?
It depends what route you'd like to take.
Create another page. Create another page. Create another page for you.
Myself, Austin.
You're trained. That's purpose training.
Yep.
When you go to your page.
My personal page is Patrick Purvis.
Yeah. And then he's just got those 2 pages already.
Yeah.
And then my producer page.
So just switch them and then just add them. Like, all right, this is training me. This is this guy. This is this guy. And, you know.
Right. Because like Patrick Purvis, I just keep that more like personal stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
You can change the name on it, like.
It's kind of cool because I mean, obviously,
cool pictures, model pictures.
You've already done the thing where you've developed an audience that knows you as Patrick Purvis. So it's like, it's really cool. So now it's like you have that alias, you know what I mean? Whereas a lot of people don't. I'll get that, and I was like, all right, cool. So I have an alias now if I need to, but I mean, it still has my main name, which is okay.
When Will first came with Billy Gaines, bro, I was dead. Because Bill Van Hees, the guy I used to train a lot at PF, I kept calling him like, yo, you're Billy Gaines. You're Billy Gaines, because he's always at the fucking gym working out, you know, all that shit. And then Will's like, bro, that's it. Like, Will came in one day to work. He's like, bro, that's a dope name. He's like, Billy, you mind if I use that? And then Bill's like, nah, but you gotta be Junior.
I want to create a spam account too.
Hell yeah, bro.
Kill Bill.
Holy shit.
Will. Ill Will.
Yeah.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Just with the
What do you want Kill Bill to be, though?
I don't know, man. I gotta figure it out. Gotta figure it out.
Yeah. So what
Probably just spam. Like, I just post like bad stuff, and it's not me.
So what I'm saying really quick, we'll do the introductions so we can gather who does what and who they are.
Talk shit, write blogs and shit, hater ass.
Yeah. Then we'll catch up on what we're doing individually, which is kind of like a tie into the introduction, because you can tell about what you do, but like what have you done now?
Right.
Like what are you working on currently? Yeah, projects. And then
Homework.
Huh?
And that's what we need too right now. We need homework for ourselves to go home with and say, all right, this is what we're going to do throughout the week to get to our next. And then we turn to next week. All right, Will, did you do what you said you're going to do? No, fuck.
I know.
You're going to have to leave the mastermind.
I slopped.
Failed.
No.
Yeah. So we'll do the introduction, catch up. This is when we'll start brainstorming on like the big topics of whatever we're gonna meet for. If it's one big topic at like during the catch up and we figure out, hey, let's build this, we'll like brainstorm things.
I would even like to do something, bring like a piece of big sheet of paper, have everyone write their name on there and say, what do you do? What is your main thing? Or you know, or create like, all right, these groups, put your name if you're interested in this group,
Online archive.
Right.
It's nice. Let's see, brainstorming, whatever, like topic of discussion.
Yeah, topics, groups, you know, just so people can collab. Like, let's get the chef with the guy who wants to do the meal preps, or let's get the, you know, get them together.
Right.
Network.
Yep, network,
And,
for sure. Well, I mean, it's all network. Boom. And we will have that homework aspect. There was one thing I forgot, like I was writing homework and I was thinking about the other thing and I forgot what it was, but it was really, like, it was similar to homework in the sense of it was like things that we can work on and do. Maybe it was like a weekly goal, like set a like again, because in order to have homework, we gotta have the goal of what we're gonna accomplish. So let's set that weekly goal.
Right now, what we're doing is the Instagram thing. We're trying to go crazy with that. So.
Yep. But as we go crazy with that, you know, it's like you could have a specific personal goal you wanted to grow as well.
Yeah, true.
Or like whatever it is too, or even in your social media, like how big did you want to grow in that time, or what did you want to accomplish? But I'm thinking that's a pretty solid week for the next week.
Most or what?
Anything else to contribute at all, or?
Nah,
So
man,
what is
more
what is
people,
your main goal, bro? Like, do you want to utilize more monetization with like training? Do you have other stuff that you want to like do something with?
Yeah, I got my foot in a little bit of everything, but
Nice.
mainly training.
Because like for me, it's mainly training
Yeah.
and then music.
To get that.
Oh, for sure.
So
And-
it'd probably be for me like training and food
Makes sense. Yeah, so we can.
and cars after that, probably,
Yeah.
and real estate. And
Food, dude. I think that's something that we can all. I think that's one thing that we can all have in common, bro. Berto, you know, I see him post a lot about healthy eating. Jay, obviously, Twisted Kitchen. Dude, honestly, you took all your pages and just fucking.
Yeah, and I tried the different methods, and that's, I mean, before I could present it to somebody, you have to have proof. So I did it. You know, it's like, well, what proof do you have that this is gonna work? Well, the fact that this.
And that's how you build these pages up, huh?
Yep. So that's essentially
Through
all
engagement.
Yep, through just engagement.
That's smart.
So
Content's good, yeah.
Exactly. Like I just practice all these different methods to engage and get engagement back, and that page grows without me doing anything.
Yeah.
All I do is occasionally get on there, comment on something, and then get off.
Then I use it. You get like a thing that's for free or something.
Yeah, that's cool. So that way, again, that's what I'm all about too. Like if you guys know of affiliate things, I will use your affiliate links. You know what I mean? Because again, if you're in something that's gonna benefit me, why would I not use your code?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't make sense to me. So that's why I'm like, if there's stocks that people want to get into, I have a Robinhood app. You know what I'm saying? I got Webull, and I can teach you how to make your free stock profitable real quick. So, but we should call this adjourned. It's 4:42.